Are you stopping the recording between, or is it going?
Let's see. No, it just runs live.
Okay.
So if you all would just sort of talk for a minute so I can test it out here and see if it's working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Grant such a good guy?
Yeah.
Who's Grant? What?
Grant. You never heard of
I
him?
hear he likes Starbucks.
Yeah. Starbucks.
He had a really, I was in his, I think it was business ethics class, okay? When he was getting into the program, and it was a really interesting class because he has real law experience and he told us all these stories and stuff, so it was kind of fun. All right. Can you hear us?
Yeah, breaking 19. Need a radio check.
There's a bear in the air.
Yeah.
Bear in the air. All right, are you guys ready?
Sure.
Yeah, are we doing the thing where we talk exactly in between, or just at the end, or what do you want?
Let's wait till the end since it's streaming live. They'll hear you. So.
So that's okay. And that was awesome. Oh man, that was yeah, that's what I'm about. This kind of stuff.
I get my bets in before the game starts at 11. I mean, I have work to do.
Yeah. That definitely was working though.
Come in.
It was locked, but that's okay. How are you doing today?
Good.
I'm Kara.
I'm Roberto.
Nice to finally meet you. I've heard such great things.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. I just want to start out by saying I've had such a good experience talking with Travis and Joe. They've showed interest in moving up within your company, and they've said such great things. And since you're the vice president of operations, I just wanted to say that I do appreciate you allowing me to meet with them. And how did you get to that position? What's your story?
Oh, I actually started in Travis's position and worked my way up. And as the company's grown, kind of opened up positions.
Right.
And was, as you can say, I was in the right place at the right time.
Perfect.
Kind of always understood transportation. Have known Crawford and then actually Mr. Worrell Jones. So yeah, I guess it's who you know and a little bit of luck and a little bit of hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. Hard work does pay off. And speaking of Joe, I'm not sure how much he's filled you in, but my position is at Love's is fleet sales representative.
Okay.
One of our core values that I really admire is customer focused. And I just wanted to meet with you today to discuss building that relationship a little bit further. I know we're on a little bit of a time constraint, so I created an agenda. I want to discuss growth and expansion opportunities with you, talk about the Tire Pass implementation process since that's something that you have just started, and then explore other options that could grow on our partnership with NBT. That's what I had in mind. Is there any other thing that you wanted to touch on?
Well, I mean, there's probably a couple of things.
Yeah.
I mean, as hopefully Travis and Joe told you, right now we buy almost all of our diesel fuel from High Flying Jet.
Yeah.
Had a long term relationship with them and good pricing from them. They have 700 locations, and then on tires we use Ortiz. They're pretty good pals of all of ours around here. We're locally, so there's opportunities over the road, but we've really been thinking about as we added owner operators to our business. trying to come up with develop a way to get them paid quicker.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably, as far as our growth goes, you ask about what we're looking to do.
Right.
I feel pretty confident that we're happy with how we're doing everything else.
Yeah.
Tire Pass, it is interesting, but only works if I'm feeling there.
Right. Right. Yes, and we'll definitely get into that when I ask you some questions, and then product knowledge, which I do believe that Loves can offer you something to allow you to pay your operators a little bit quicker. So in terms of finding a new partner for your trucking needs and services, Joe mentioned that you are the primary decision maker. I just wanted to make sure that was correct.
Hadn't changed.
Perfect. And then what criteria is most important with you? You said being able to pay quicker.
With our owner-operator drivers, the way that works with them is when they haul load, then they have to come back and submit paperwork.
Right.
And it takes them up to 50 to 60 days to get the
Absolutely.
money. So as we're growing that part of our business to attract owner-operators, the idea of you guys have a factoring
Yes.
program might be something that we could develop with you guys and offer that to those owner-operators.
Right. Factoring. Perfect.
And I would even, I would be open to the idea for the owner operators to give them some type of a discount at your stores.
Yeah, absolutely. We can definitely discuss that throughout this meeting for sure. Do you currently, you said interest in the factoring program, do you currently have any other growth or expansion plans? And then how do you plan to fund that?
How do I plan to fund? I mean, my growth plans is to probably add owner operators, owner operators. And so, I mean, I would like to continue. I would like to grow that.
Yeah.
The key to that is to be able to find an owner operator that's very competitive. And I think that if we had a product that got them paid quicker,
yes,
would help us in that regard.
Yeah.
And I understand you guys do some factoring.
Yeah, we do for sure. And what are your goals and strategies for?
I want to make money.
Make money, of course.
I want to keep our shippers happy and keep our drivers happy.
Absolutely, that's the main goal.
And I sure hope Travis and Joe said the same thing.
Yes, they did for
Good.
sure. That is the primary focus for
Good.
sure. I did want to go back to the Tire Pass program. They said that you accepted the recommendation for the Loves Tire Pass and Repair program outside of the Las Cruces area. How is that going for your company? And what have you enjoyed about that service?
Oh, I don't know that much about how well it's gone. Because again, they're only using the tires when it's over the road.
Exactly.
Not here locally. So I think it's going okay.
Good. Any problems that have occurred?
Not that I know of. Travis and Joe would probably know better.
Perfect.
But no news is good news.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's great. A little bit throughout this meeting, I wanted to talk to you today about some things we could bundle to enhance that service that you're getting so far with the Tire Pass. Do you currently use fuel discounts? You said you have it at Pilot J. What is the what's the quantity on that?
What is the quantity?
On like your fuel discount, like how much are you getting?
None of your business, really.
That's fair. That's very fair. And do you currently use a service for factoring? I know you mentioned.
I don't. So that's what's interesting is that Mesquite Valley, for its own company, doesn't really need factoring. My idea is that to develop a program with Loves that I can offer something to the owner operators.
Okay.
And that I think would bring business your way, help get them paid quicker, and also make drivers more enticed to come work for us
Exactly.
in Mesquite Valley. So I know you guys have that product, and it's something that I could force, or not force, but I could suggest to the owner operators to do that, and then also buy fuel from you. Because again, my company drivers, they're feeling Pilot Flying J at this moment. That's just my best deal.
Yeah.
But this is a good way for Loves to get some involvement in there, and Pilot Flying J doesn't do factoring.
Exactly.
So that would be the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you currently pay for those operating expenses?
Which expenses?
Like the expenses for the owner operators, are you taking out loans? Are you just?
Oh no, it's just they have to wait 60 days to get their money.
60 days.
Yeah, I don't pay them early. They get paid when I get paid. It's 60 days.
Yeah.
I've got cash. I don't need to get my money necessarily sooner.
Yeah.
But they do.
Yeah. absolutely. And if you have to borrow that money, I know you said that you pay them. And when you get paid, if you have to borrow that money, at what percentage do you have to borrow?
I don't have to borrow. Right.
Nothing? Okay,
Mm-mm.
that's totally fine.
No, so really my idea would be that if we came up with something like this, then I would be pushing them to use your factoring because of the MBT. And again, I would assume you'd want to give them some kind of a discount on the fuel. And then you would have them as a factoring customer.
Yeah.
And then the way I would see it is that since I'm giving you some of that business, that I would get part of that revenue.
Yes, absolutely. And with the factoring, I definitely want to dive into that right now. Actually, since you are showing such a high interest in it, I want to give our full time on explaining that process and everything. So I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the products that Love's offers. So we have 3 different sections: benefits to management, benefits to drivers, and total truck care. Right now, your primary focus is tire pass when you're on the road. I'm going to go over here with the freight factoring, so benefits directly to management. So with that being said, Love's would come in as the middleman between you and your vendors, and we would take on all of MBT's risk while you guys are still having that opportunity to pay off those operating expenses.
Great.
So we manage your cash flow and cover all those expenses: fuel, insurance, maintenance, and payroll, without creating really any debt to your business. Our rate is 1%. We did some research and we've seen the average is about 3%. So ours is significantly lower than most companies, which honestly uses us as a benefit because that's an awesome rate. And ultimately it takes less, our factoring program takes over the accounts receivable section of your business. So your accountants are able to focus more on other areas by saving time and ultimately being able to focus on other areas of your business.
And the key to this would be that the drivers could get paid quick. So how quickly would they get paid?
It's next day, really, 24 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
So very quickly. And with that being said, when they are getting paid, we take on all the risks. So we're the ones hunting down the vendors that would then pay them. So it's all our responsibility. We take on all the risk. And that's the great benefit of a factoring system.
That's great.
Yeah. Are you liking what you're hearing so far?
I do.
Interested?
And then how would it work in with me getting my cut?
Your cut, ultimately you would then get, so say it was $1,000, you would get $999 of that. So it's a 1% rate. So then you would just get all that money.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's going. You're going to keep. I assume you're going to keep 1%, right?
Yes.
But like I said, I'm bringing this opportunity to you. So would I get part of your profits?
I mean, that's something that we would have to negotiate. Ultimately, I just wanted to introduce the product to you. So when we do numbers and determine your fleet size and everything about that, we can then talk about how we can implement something for you. That's definitely something I'd have to negotiate with my boss and then get back to when we decide on the contracts and numbers and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this would be helpful. This would help with hiring owner operators and getting them paid quicker is right now very important.
Exactly. And we've had such great experience with this program. I actually had a similar company to you take on the freight factoring service, and they have seen an immense growth in their company. That their accounting department has been able to focus primarily in other areas. I actually have a testimonial for you from one of our other clients, and he wrote it personally, and he wanted me to give his name out. And just in case you have any questions, an unbiased opinion, so it's great. So I did want to give that to you.
I'm familiar with him, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Run things by him. He'll definitely answer any of your questions. And I did bring a little sheet for you just to go over some exact benefits. Like I said, 99% access to cash from your invoices, that 1% rate. We do have back office support, billing collections, and a dedicated account representative. So it all goes to one area, very organized, very sleek, and you can access this all through our Connect portal, which I can talk to you about later if that is something that you're interested in. 24/7 access online, so great access, and you can see everything by yourself. I did want to talk to you about the bundled packages though. Since you already have the tire pass service as well as the other maintenance, with the addition of the freight factoring service, you do qualify for a bundle package, which ultimately gives you fuel discounts at our Love's truck stops. And we can negotiate based on fleet size again, how much of that percentage you would get if it incentivized your drivers to go to Love's truck stops to fuel up. It went on the road, of course. I know that you use something local, but I did want to throw that out there because it is an awesome service that we do provide if you do end up going with the factoring service.
Yeah, and I would say that, maybe the next meeting would be with Mr. Crawford. We would probably talk about, you would probably need to have some numbers available as far as what that discount would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
A company of our size and knowledge of that, obviously, we're going to want the best deal. And it would take a lot to move my business as far as the fuel goes.
Yeah.
The tires that's not going to happen. But that and the factoring, then that's something we can certainly talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to touch more about it.
Sure.
For sure. Based on what you've heard so far, is there any reason why you would not want to move forward with the factoring program or potentially bundling?
Yeah, I think I would like to have one last meeting and we have the exact numbers, exactly what the percentage rate would be, what our discount would be on fuel, but more importantly is, how would we get our percentage of the business of the profit from the factory, because we would be pushing this business to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we would want to take over, and we'd want you to see those exact numbers, and we want you to make a decision based solely on what you've heard today. I do want to send over paperwork and potentially have you read through the contract in terms of what the factoring entails. Is that something that you would be wanting to look at?
Yes.
The final contract, for sure?
For sure.
Perfect. Well, I will give you my business card.
Okay.
And I will send that over to you as soon as I get back into the office.
Okay.
And we can talk about last steps.
Great.
That's okay with you.
I'll give Mr. Crawford
Perfect.
and Mr. Roll Jones.
Awesome. It was so nice meeting you.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you so much.
See you. Have a good day.
Thanks.
So any questions or anything?
That door was locked. Can we get it unlocked?
No. So what I'm thinking we'll do is,
You want this?
oh, that would be great. Yeah. And then I can just.
He's got another right to be.
That's all right, so I'll shut this and I'll just.
Took pictures, but I didn't listen, so I'll go back and listen to you later. She was exhausted when she walked out the door, so.
As they should be, Bob. As they should be.
Bob, 1 second.
So maybe you got a hot mic. He's ready. Come in.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Caleb
Loves, how you doing
Hey,
today?
Caleb.
You're Roberto?
I'm Roberto.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Thanks.
And how are you doing today? Oh, I was watching on the hotel last night. NCAA tournament's getting close.
Yeah, it is.
Looks like you got a pretty good chance for the Aggies this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope
25
so.
wins. That's crazy.
Yeah, you'd think.
Wish we could do something like that at Arkansas.
Yeah, well,
We
it's always
do,
hope.
we do get some cheaper tickets near the end of the season.
I would imagine
So
nobody here goes.
That's
Yeah.
always pretty nice.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone I've ran into in the office between Jose and Travis, and even
Okay.
Daryl that I met before.
Yeah.
All Aggies.
Yeah, it's kind of a tight knit community. We all know each other from college, and yeah, we're proud of the Aggies.
Yeah. So is that one of your hiring stipulations? Must be an Aggies fan to enter.
Well, since there's no HR people in this room, I'd say yes. That is one of my stipulations.
Yeah.
Nah.
I was expecting an Aggies rug coming in.
Yeah,
office
well,
today.
you know, there's a whole other part of the office you haven't seen.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to get too far into sports today because I do want to go over some of our agenda. Got one here for both of us.
Okay,
Just want to make sure that we've got everything on here that you need today.
sure.
First, we're going to start out in the discovery stage. I've already talked to Jose and Travis, but I want to learn a little bit more about MVT from you.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the explore stage, maybe see some potential opportunities that you're trying to achieve at this time.
Sure.
And then the next steps, I just want to figure out where we need to go from there.
Right.
So does anyone else need to be in the meeting with us today?
No, you've kind of worked your way up to me. So,
And is there anything else on the agenda that you want to cover that I didn't mention there?
well, it's pretty vague, but I would tell you. I mean, you've already talked to Travis and Roberto, or talked to Travis and Joe, and they've kind of filled me in on some stuff that you guys are doing, and I think they made it clear to you that the tires locally is Ortiz. We don't use anybody else from that. As far as fuel goes over the road for our company trucks, it's Pilot Flying J.
Okay.
They've been a good partner. They give us a great discount. They've got 700 locations, so we don't really necessarily need to hash all that again. But one of the things that you had mentioned to them that's interesting to me is you have factoring.
Yeah, the freight factory.
Yeah, freight factoring. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's something that I have some ideas of growth opportunities. I believe as we continue to hire owner operators, not company drivers, a way to help recruit those, retain those, and grow that program.
Right. Well, I saw online that you do have 1,500 trucks currently.
Mm-hmm.
250 of those are owner operators.
That's right.
That's correct.
Yep.
And then we're still located in 3 countries, 48 states.
We haul to 3 countries, yeah. So United States, Canada, and Mexico. Yeah.
You're a busy man.
Well, I don't haul it all myself, but yeah, it keeps us busy.
And then we said Pilot is who you're using for your current vendors for your travel stops.
Yep.
And you're using Ortiz for your tires.
Locally, yep. Mm-hmm.
Just locally on there.
Yep. And I know that you've talked to Travis about when we need tires over the road where Ortiz can't take care of it, that you guys can, and that's great. That's fine.
Well, most definitely.
But that's not really what I'm envisioning is something that for to help grow that owner operator sector with factoring.
Okay.
So that's what I'd like to hear more
So that's
about.
your big priority today. You want to hear about the freight factory?
Yeah, because I
program?
don't think you can help me with the other
So what are you wanting to gain out of the freight factory?
money.
Money.
Yeah, so I want to be able to hire, long-term owner operators and make them happy. But I want to give them an opportunity to not have to wait so long to get paid, because that's the challenge today. Is that because they're owner operators, it takes them about 50 to 60 days to get paid.
Oh, wow.
So I think that utilizing some type of a factoring service would help them get paid sooner. And then I don't need factoring for my company drivers. We're fine on the financial cash flow, but I could just see us with some type of opportunity to offer something with them that through you guys, and then I would probably allow them also to buy fuel at Love's
Okay.
as well. So I would be pushing gallons your way and factoring for those owner operators.
So who are they currently using for their fuel stops for the owner operators?
Oh, they probably go to Pilot.
Okay. Pilot or anywhere that's in route there.
Because typically, and most of the time, they're paying for it themselves. But they use our fuel program if they want, and they get the discounts of Pilot. But I mandate that my company drivers go to Pilot. I would not mandate that for these owner operators if we came to some kind of an agreement with this factory.
Definitely. And if we do come across some decisions today that sound good, what are going to be the next steps in the process?
It depends. I mean, if you understand kind of what I'm looking for, and you see the possibility to be able to help, obviously you have to come up with some proposal of what that would look like.
Definitely. Well, it looks like I've got some good information from you here. They take about 50 to 60 days to get their current payments.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel like you're losing some owner operators in that situation?
Sure.
How many do you feel like you lose?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many I lose because a lot of companies have that same problem. So that's kind of why I've kind of come up with this idea of that by utilizing your factoring. Pilot doesn't have factoring. This we could offer something that most people don't have.
Right. So you're just trying to get a little ahead of the game in the market and maybe get some potential drivers coming your way.
And some profit, because the way I look at it is that if I'm forcing business to you, and obviously you're making money on it, that I would get part of those proceeds as well.
Most definitely. And you're not sure how many owner operators you're looking to hire at this time?
Honestly, I would love to double in size as far as owner operators go.
Okay.
Was what I'd love to do. Probably a hefty goal, but that'd be great.
And are there any other issues that you've noticed or opportunities that you're missing with the owner operators that could be benefit for them?
No, I don't think so. I mean, if there was any major ones, Joe or Travis probably would have told you. For me, it was just my interest is that they brought up that you had factoring, and that's what interests me.
Right. So if you're bringing in the owner operators, they're going to make you more money.
That's
And
right.
That's what you're trying to get into today.
That's right.
Okay.
Less risk for me, and then I feel like that we can help them get paid quicker, and therefore we share the revenue.
Definitely. Well, let's go ahead and talk about a few things here then, if that's okay with you.
Mhm.
Sounds like I've got some information that might be able to help you out today.
That's good.
You said one of the areas of focus is keeping the drivers happy for your owner operators,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something that Love's really prides ourselves on. We have a DOI system, which is a lot like a date of inspection there to make sure that everything's approved before a tractor gets on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And with our system, instead of that, we do driver happiness, owner's ease, and improved efficiency through technology.
Uh-huh.
So for your drivers to keep them happy and maybe get some more coming your way, we can make them comfortable, feel like home, and get home quicker because nobody likes to be on the road too long, right?
Yeah.
So to make them feel comfortable, your owner operators would be coming in, getting hot meals and multiple selections that could be healthy if they want to enjoy our travel stops. They also would have preset parking and well-lit areas to make them feel safe.
I mean, I understand they do have all this with pilots today.
They do?
Pilot truck stops, yeah.
Okay. And you said they're located in about 700 locations right now? Okay.
How many locations do you have?
We're at about 500 right now, growing constantly.
That's good. Yeah.
But we've got areas that are right on the border of Canada and New Mexico that
Okay.
will be able to save you some fuel for sure.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this, but once you get into Canada to fill up, you're spending about $1.50 more
Yeah.
per gallon.
That's right. It's a
So-
leader.
Right. It's pretty crazy the
Yep.
amount you can save there. So
Okay.
so
Great.
they're already kind of getting this, but I don't know if they're getting what we do with our Love's Rewards cards
Mm-hmm.
because we have a great point system that really has all the perks that they need. They can have free showers, laundry. I know that you guys really pride yourselves on taking care of your drivers
We
and
do.
the dog parks there
Mhm.
and really allow them to really get out and feel comfortable while they're there.
Okay.
And then we also have on the My Love's Rewards program, they get to spend their points in multiple ways. You also can reach the diamond level. Once you get there, that's 1,500 gallons that they're spending,
Mhm.
and they're able to use that to get their showers, their fuel, save you some money on your tires or
Yeah.
anything for maintenance there too.
That would all be interesting for the owner operators to have.
Definitely. Do you have any questions so far about My Love's Rewards or
No,
some of the driver happiness perks?
no.
All right. So getting them home quicker, everything's accessible through their mobile app and Lowe's
Yeah.
Connect. So this is making sure that they're not having any wait time. They're going to be able to go on their app and set up the fuel stop before they get there so that they can go straight into the line there,
Mm-hmm.
start to get their gas pumped while they go inside, make themselves comfortable, go to our one-stop shop and get anything they need through convenience. Does that sound like something your owner operators would enjoy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
And then for owner ease here, you said you're looking to get a little bit more into the freight factoring, so I kind of want to touch
Mhm.
base on that here. The cost control, route planning, and the roadside preventive maintenance that we offer,
Mhm.
it's really quite a bit better than some of the companies you might have been using. I'm not sure what Pilot is offering you right now, but our universal billing program would be great for your owner operators.
Mhm.
With that, you're able to have 4 different forms of payment that they're using at the stops. You're also able to You're also able to include different bundle packages to save money for your owner operators.
Uh-huh.
We offer a $2,500 credit line,
Hmm.
and that means if they're not getting paid from someone else, at least they have something on the back end that we can help them out with.
They use that to buy fuel with or something.
They can use that for their fuel. They can use that for their tires,
Mhm.
any roadside maintenance that they're needing.
Okay,
So it's kind of a safety net for them there.
that's fine.
So I know you like them to feel safe. That was one of your biggest policies I saw online. So
Yeah.
another factor is that you're going to be able to do all your invoices through us. Your owner operators will.
Hmm.
So you're not really having to deal with that hassle. You're
Well, that's
saving your
good.
operators some time.
That's important. Again, that's an important piece to this is that, again, I don't need factory for my company trucks, but for the owner operators, this is the program that I'm thinking. And if you guys can do that back office piece of it, that's important.
Definitely. So with that back office piece, I mean, they're getting paid within 24 hours.
Okay.
They're not going to be waiting 50 to 60 days and
Mhm.
wondering when they're going to be able to afford their next trip to get out.
Right.
Because I'm sure a lot of the times you have drivers that can't even finish their routes because they run through an issue and they can't pay for it.
That's right.
It's not
And
going
then I have to pay for it and give them an advance. It's a problem.
So they're going to receive 99% of their invoice. We're only going to take 1% of that for the
Mhm.
transaction, which I think that's quite a benefit for them.
Hmm.
And then lastly, on the benefits for
And
the
how
factory,
how would I get paid?
how would you get?
I mean, because I'm bringing this idea to you guys, and I'm bringing also I'm pushing the owner operators to buy fuel from you. There's some kind of compensation for me.
Most definitely here.
Good.
So we can talk about the pricing and the benefits that would go in that for you
Mhm.
at our next meeting if that's something that you want to get into further. But I just kind of want to go over a couple more of the benefits for the fuel factoring here.
Okay.
Just because we do have competitive pricing across the nation with Lowe's.
Mhm.
And with their freight factoring, they're going to get a lot better pricing with their gas. So they're going to be saving money. They're going to be happier. They're going to be able to have their credit line and their safety net.
Hmm.
Was there anything else that you had any questions about on the freight factoring?
No, I just would be interested in seeing a proposal of what the interest rate would be or what the percentage rate would be. And then I think you answered the 1% would be what you're saying.
Yes, that would be our cut.
Okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
then what I'd like to look at is what kind of a discount they would get for fuel for the owner operators.
Most
And
definitely.
then what kind of return I would get for pushing them your way.
Okay. Well, we can definitely discuss that in our next meeting.
Okay.
Discount for fuel and the return investment that you're going to be receiving.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that you wanted to cover today?
No, I think Travis and Joe have kept me in the loop, and this factoring thing intrigued me. So I appreciate you talking about it.
Well, fantastic. You want to go ahead and set up a meeting for next Tuesday? around
Well, let
9
me
o'clock?
check with Crawford and Mr. Jones. I think they would need to be involved in it. And for you, I would definitely need to see some exact numbers of what we'd be looking at.
Definitely. Well,
But I've got your information, and we could set up a time for next week once I clear with them.
definitely. And is there anything else that would keep you from this decision today that I need to cover before we?
No, as long as you understand that what we're looking for, and that I want to look at this as a revenue stream for myself as well as to help my own operators, then no, I think we could look at the next step.
All right. Well, we'll definitely get that set up and get you taken care of.
Great.
Thank you so
All
much
right.
for your time today.
Thanks, Caleb. Have a good day. Here you go.
Are you guys ready for the next one? You want 1 minute? All right. you guys ready?
We get a little loud out there too. I don't know.
What's that?
Are we able to move or quieten down a little bit when we're doing that?
You can kind of hear people.
Outside?
Yeah.
I'll ask them if they can be quieter.
Okay. There's that.
Good?
Good.
Better?
There. We look like a Roberto Aguirre.
Any more Rob?
That's what I was thinking. Too late now. Yeah. Go ahead.
Hi,
Hi, how you doing?
how are you?
Good, I'm Roberto.
Nice to meet you, Roberto. How are you doing today?
Really good.
Are you from the New Mexico area as well?
Yeah, just like Travis and Jill that you met.
Yeah.
Kind of grew up together, I guess you would say, in the area and went to school together.
Have you ever got the chance to check out White Sands? It's a national park that you have around here.
I've heard about it. Yeah, I've kind of went by through there before.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you should definitely get a close-up look because it's beautiful.
Yeah, there's a place called Into the Mountain Gods. It's a casino resort. It's actually one of
Oh.
speed. Yeah.
Okay. I should definitely check that out then while I'm here.
Yep.
So thank you for meeting with me today.
Mm-hmm.
So today, basically, I want to ask you a few questions to kind of see where your head's at, because after speaking with Travis and Joe, they kind of said what they think that you're thinking, but I really want to uncover that decision process.
Okay.
But before we start, is there anyone else that you think could benefit from being in this meeting?
No, I think you've talked to Travis and Joe, and then those guys are my right and left-hand guys. So hopefully they made it clear with you about where we fuel today and why,
Mm-hmm.
where we buy tires at today and why.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I'm interested in this factoring piece. You mentioned that to them.
Yeah, of course.
So that's something that I'm involved in heavily, and have some ideas on how we can grow.
Okay.
So that's what I'm interested in hearing.
Well, great. And then also, if you decide that some of what we offer can benefit your business, would you be the sole decision maker, or would we have to, include?
Probably have to have one other, the owner of the company.
Okay.
And one others, but yeah, I it's kind of came to me with this idea of what we could do to help grow our owner operators and add owner operators.
Okay.
So I guess you'd say it's my project.
Okay. And before we start, is 25 minutes still okay with you?
Probably
Great. So how long have you been the vice president of operations?
like 11 years.
11 years. Long time.
Feels like it.
What are you primarily responsible for in your current role?
So everything from the operating of the Joe and Travis work for me, but also the financial side too. So I wear a lot of hats.
Okay.
We're a big company, but I wear that many more hats.
Mm-hmm. And what are you most concerned about with your business? You said financials, so.
Well, yeah, in the idea that we've got to. I'm concerned that we need to hire more owner operators.
Okay.
And we've got to do something different than our competitors to
Mhm.
find those owner operators and keep those owner operators.
Of course.
So that's kind of my my thoughts.
And what are your goals in terms of growth?
Make money.
Make money. Of course. So how large is your current finance and accounting office?
How many people?
Yeah,
About 50.
about 50.
Yeah, roughly.
And are they primarily responsible for like tracking down your customers for payments?
Yeah, I mean we've got a system for our company business
Okay.
as far as getting paid by shippers. My thought process is utilizing your factoring for my owner operators.
Mhm.
So, because we do not track down invoices for owner operators. It's up to them to do that.
Okay, it's up to your operators.
Yes. So again, my company business, which is the majority of it, we can handle that in-house. But my thought process is with an owner operator, typically it takes them 50 to 60 days to get paid.
Okay.
I've got that cash flow for my company,
Yes.
but maybe utilizing something that you may have
Mhm.
that the owner operators could use to get paid quicker.
So when do you have to pay your costs to fill the transportation orders? Like how many days do you get for that?
I get paid about every 60 days.
Okay. So you get paid every 60 days.
Mhm.
So what kind of credit do you currently have?
A lot. I have enough.
Okay, for like fuel purchases.
That's not a worry.
Okay. Well, so one of the processes that we have is factoring,
Mhm.
like that was mentioned.
Yeah.
And basically, it's our own smart solution
Mhm.
to manage cash flow and cover your expenses like fuel, insurance, maintenance, and payroll
Sure.
without creating debt for your business.
Yeah.
So basically, what we have for factoring is we have really high advances.
Good.
So you can get up to 99% access to your cash almost immediately. You can
Mhm.
choose either like within 24 hours or 48 hours. So, you don't have to wait 60 days.
That's the key is for the owner operators. So that to me, that's what what would be attractive to them is to be able to factor through you that they would get paid quicker.
Yes.
Yeah. So what would I have business would be a program that would help them get paid quicker.
Okay. Yeah, I think that we could definitely work together with you on
Mhm.
that. Because we also, in our factoring program, we also have 24/7 online access.
Mhm.
So if you ever have an issue and you want to check up on any of your payments or your orders,
Right.
you'll always have access to that anytime. We also have our own professional receivables management. So we have our own back office support, billing, collections, and a dedicated account representative for you to help you manage that and kind of work together with you.
Mhm.
And then, you said you have unlimited credit, but just kind of, or like a good enough credit. But we also actually have our own credit fee billing express program.
Yeah.
To give basically a minimum of $2,500
Mhm.
unlimited access. So
That would be to the driver.
that would be to the drivers.
Because again, for my company trucks, I send them to Pilot.
Okay.
I get a great discount from Pilot, so I don't need that. But what I do entail that could be beneficial is that these owner operators, if they did do this factory with you, is I would allow them and even push them to buy fuel from Love's
Okay.
for those owner operators. So that would be gaining you some business as well.
Yeah.
So you would obviously need to give them some type of a discount.
Yeah. So if you buy fuel from us and you also participate in our factor program, then we can bundle that together and get you a discount on like fuel and merchandise. And we actually also have a free rewards program.
Great.
I know that Pilot does something similar, but if they are at our location, that's completely free. Your
Sure.
drivers can choose to sign up and
Yeah, those owner operators are probably like that.
yeah, most people do. I mean,
Sure.
at Love's, like, we're really pushing customer service. Anytime you enter a Love's building, the Love's gas station employees can say, "Hi, welcome to Love's,"
Oh,
no matter what state you're in.
yeah, gotcha. Kind of like Waffle House or something.
Yeah. So how do you feel about this so far?
Well, I feel fine. I mean, is this something you can believe you can deliver, that you have a program that's specifically for the owner operators?
I believe that I can go back and talk to Love's and make sure that we can make it specifically for your owners and operators, while still catering to your drivers so that they're happy and they're okay with this transition.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and again, my company drivers aren't going to be involved in this, but
Okay.
what would be important to me is I would be pushing diesel volume to you and factoring to you, and hopefully obviously you make money doing it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it. But the way that I would look at this as a revenue stream for myself as well is that it's part of the profits I would get paid as well. Because again, I'm bringing this to you guys you normally wouldn't have.
Yeah, of course. That's very true. And, since you're concerned, with profits and cutting costs, did Joe talk to you a little bit about our tire pass and like retread program?
He did. He talked about the tire pass, but the tire pass only works if I buy fuel from you. So it's not really, it's for my company trucks, it's kind of irrelevant.
Well, actually, so with our tire pass program, I have a little paper for you.
Okay.
Basically, you can think of it as a TSA pre-check line. So your driver comes into the truck. If he's buying fuel from us anyway, he's going to be there.
But if he's not.
Or if he's not buying fuel from us, we can offer a discount if you bundle our packages. So it could be beneficial to you.
So you're saying you could give me a discount bigger than I have a Pilot?
So probably I would have to talk to Love's. Because I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But I know that the more packages that you bundle together, the greater the discount that you get.
Okay, makes
and
sense.
the greater money that you get back in terms of like rewards for your truckers and everything involved.
Okay.
But basically with our Tire Pass program, you go through and it's really fast. It's very efficient. Your driver can go inside, get a free coffee with our rewards, which is completely free to your driver, and he can come back out, and he should already be refueled, and the tire pass will already be complete. And basically what it does, Joe said you guys really like data. And so basically this is what it looks like. It has data on every single tire, and it flags them as green, yellow, or red.
Okay.
So green meaning that it's safe, good to go. Maybe we aired it up a little, just to be extra safe and avoid any CSA violations. Yellow means like there's kind of a warning, like you could change it now, or you could change it later, but just to kind of, so you're ahead of the game, being more proactive versus reactive. And then red means you should change it as soon as possible for safety for your driver.
Okay.
And you actually will have access to this data. So your company can actually see this data for all of your drivers. And
I'm sure Joe and Travis would eat this stuff up. So that's interesting.
So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that it's not only about gas and tires. It's actually a safety check system, and it helps you be more proactive, which in the end should help you make more money because you're not going to spend so much money on managing tire blowouts and all of the stuff that happens that you just feel like you're not prepared for.
You never are. Yeah.
And I had another question. So Joe said that you guys have about 3 blowouts per truck per year. Does that sound kind of accurate?
Probably right. He would know.
So that is 4,524 blowouts a year in tires.
Yep.
Are you worried about that cost as you guys continue to grow?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that we're uncommon in the I think that's common for the amount of trucks we have. But does it worry me? Sure, because anytime there's a blowout happens, it can cause the load to be late.
Of course.
It can cause an accident. The driver's pissed off because he's sitting on the side of the road waiting for it to be fixed. So do I worry about it? Yes. Luckily, I have Travis and Joe that's their everyday worry. But as far as how much that costs us in revenue and everything else, sure, it is a concern of mine.
Yeah, because I was doing research and I found that tires is the second most costly expense for you guys after fuel.
That's right.
So of course you want the fuel discounts, but if you really want to grow as a business and increase your profits, you're going to have to cut the cost on tires as well.
Well, yeah, the less tires we blow out, the more money we save. You're right. And when you talk about revenues, the other thing is when you think of this factoring, my thoughts are I'd like to grow this to have twice as many owner operators that I have today. Is that would get you more gallons because you get their gallons, get them factoring, and then again another revenue stream for me.
Yeah.
As we share the profit.
We can grow together, and we can help you, and you can help us, and we basically like a mutual.
I'm good with that.
And one last thing that I want to ask you. So Joe said that you guys use kind of one of the cheapest tire options available. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah. It's not the most expensive for sure. Yeah.
So I was actually doing some research because I wanted to answer his question more effectively.
Okay.
And I found that Customer Reports did a report on bargain tires. And you know what they found? They found that the Michelin tires in a study lasted about 3 times longer than the discount tires.
Sure. But remember this, everybody likes a Rolls Royce, but not everybody can afford one.
That's true. But it's just something to consider when thinking about tire life, because you're going to have to buy 3 times as many tires with the current ones.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, good information. That sounds about right. Michelin is the most expensive.
That's true.
Much like a Rolls Royce.
But one of our processes that we offer is retread. And basically that's going to save you money too, because when we check up on your tires, you don't have to buy a whole new tire if we retread it. It's only a fraction of the cost. So if you buy one expensive tire and then you pay to retread it every once in a while when it needs to happen, you're not paying for a new tire every single time.
Good point.
Sure. And you're not risking blowouts.
Yeah.
Which is also pretty beneficial. But it's just something to keep in mind.
Okay, I appreciate that.
So at this point, do you have any other questions?
No other questions. No, I think that for us to go the next step is you would have to put a proposal together.
Okay.
What that percentage rate would be on the factoring.
Of course.
And then what the discount would look like for the owner operators, and then how the revenue share would work, because I certainly would expect part of the revenue from that, since I would be pushing them your way.
Of course, of course. So I will write up all of this,
Okay.
everything that we discussed in the meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and I will answer all of this, and I will build a report, and I'll send it over to you.
Okay.
And I can send it to Travis and Joe as well, if you want me to do
Not
that.
necessarily.
Okay.
No, I mean, they obviously were impressed with the things you said. You got to me, and so just send it to me, and then I can get with Crawford and then maybe Mr. Jones, and then we can possibly all force it down.
That would be great. Do you know when they might be free?
Not a clue.
Okay.
Those guys, they have to do all their work. They're out, always having fun, but I know that they're in the office a few days of the week.
Of
So
course.
I definitely, you can send me this stuff, and then I can get back with them. We can schedule a time.
Okay. And here's my business card.
Great.
So I will email all this over to you, but
Okay.
feel free to give me a call, email, fax, whatever
Sounds
you
good.
prefer.
I appreciate it.
Thank
All right.
you so much.
Thanks, Emma. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you guys.
Thanks. We got one more left.
Yes, sir. Dan and someone.
Yeah. They are loud out there, aren't they? Well,
Sorry.
so they are loud out there, huh?
Yes, they are. I think it's the phones are really so loud. I don't know. That's what you actually hear. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for the next one?
Yep.
Okay, you guys had 3, right?
Yeah.
So we can't do the 4th one because she's in a case competition right now, so it'll be just
Okay.
a few minutes. Hopefully.
Grab
She's gonna be completely stressed by the time.
Good. Can I
Yeah,
grab water?
refresh my
Can I grab
thought.
water or something? Yeah.
You want to pause the stream, Randy?
I guess we can pause it.
Thanks, sir.
Trying to keep you out.
That's funny on the Thursday when I saw the champagne bottle. I thought it was.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's that kind of sales competition.
Yeah.
This tag.
So I guess the 4th person's doing the case study right
Yeah, I
now.
think I just saw her on all.
Okay.
So I think they just wrapped up.
Okay.
Books.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Makes you bite at the bow. Pretty good.
All right, you guys ready?
Think so? Ben.
Hi,
Howdy.
Roberta.
Roberta.
Hi, Canada and Love Sweet Sales. How are you today?
I'm good.
Fabulous. I love to hear that. Thank you for taking the time to sit down and meet with me today.
Sure.
I'm really thankful that you took the advice of Joe. I hear y'all talked a little bit about what we discussed.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I also wanted to say that I've absolutely loved getting to talk with Travis and Joe and learn more about your company and see their passion for your overall goal is loves.
Yeah.
So I just want to jump right in today and say that as a Love Suite sales representative, I'm a problem solver, and I've been able to talk with Travis and see what his main concern was as the dispatcher, talk with Joe and see what his main concerns were. And really what I want to do today, Roberto, is talk about you and see what are those things that keeps you up at night, so to speak.
Sure.
And see in what ways that you and I could create a strategic partnership and eliminate some of those concerns.
So I sleep well at night because I've got Travis and Joe. So they're
Absolutely.
the ones dealing with the day-to-day issues and problems that come up.
Sure.
For me, it's more of the bigger picture of the financing of how we grow in BT as we add more owner operators. How do we do something different than our competitors to entice them to come work for us? And so what keeps me up at night is nothing, but I really think that the way we grow in BT is through owner operators, and that's how we can also grow our profits, because that's at the end of the day, that's what the owners want, and I want, frankly.
So kind of one of your main jobs as the operations man, the VP of operations, is just making sure that the money's all intact and
We'll make sure we're growing money, make sure we're growing, and we're not just growing with drivers, but with programs that help grow the finances of the company.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do y'all have a growth plan currently for?
I'd like to have. We have about 250 owner operators today. I'd like to have at least twice as many as that within the next year.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, our company trucks and the way we do our company division, I'm sure they've already shared this with you, is we send them to Pilot Line J,
Yes.
and then tires we do locally with Ortiz.
Yes.
But this owner operator section that we have that I'm trying to grow, that's one of those that I'm kind of open to some ideas and how it could bring more revenue for us.
Okay. And Joe did mention that y'all are very satisfied with the Ortiz, the local.
Mhm. Yep.
And did he share with you about the ways that Love's could provide for you guys when you're not at your home base? And so
Yeah,
that
he
you
talked
guys
about
can-
that, the tires. Yeah, he talked
Okay.
about the tires over the road where there's not an Ortiz. Pilot has a few tire shops. My understanding from them is that Love's has quite considerably more, and that's fine. And I don't mind necessarily if they could buy a tire from Love's if they had to. But again, my company fleet, I can tell them where to buy fuel. I can tell them where to buy tires, and I do. I tell them to buy fuel at Pilot.
Right.
But this owner operator section is those that they can kind of make their own choices to a degree.
Yes.
And I would be open to discounts to them if you wanted to do that. And so that's what's in play.
I understand that your main concern at this moment is the owner operators. Do you mind clarifying for me just a little bit what all that entails?
Well, an owner operator is someone that has their own truck that runs under my authority. And so
Okay.
they haul shipments for us. And so therefore, I don't have to worry about collecting from the shipper. They're the ones that collect from the shipper. So
Gotcha.
they submit payment to the shipper. And it usually takes them 50 to 60 days to get paid.
Oh, that's not good. Nobody wants to wait that long.
Yeah, we can afford to do that for our company side. We've got cash revenue with cash flow, but
Absolutely.
for them, it's a challenge. And I think that I was mentioned to me by Joe that you guys had a factoring product.
Yes.
And so my thoughts were that how we could attract some owner operators to MBT is to have a program where they could get paid quicker.
I'm so glad that you said that.
Mhm.
So I do have this sheet here for freight factoring. And y'all don't currently have a factoring
No, I don't need factor for my company business. Yeah, I've got
But
plenty of money.
for those owner operators that are taking a little bit
Yeah,
better.
nope, I don't have any. Yeah, because I don't want to take on the responsibility for them.
So what Love's does is with our freight factoring program is it kind of works as a cash advance. So through partnering with us, we are able to pay y'all before the pickups and deliveries and everything. So you're getting your money, and then we handle the 50, 60 days out. So then everybody's all covered.
Mhm. And we say to them, you're talking about paying the driver, right? Not me, because you don't need to pay me. You'd be paying the driver.
Correct. Yes. Sorry. But do you think that having something like this would be
Sure.
beneficial?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think if they could get their money sooner, they're going to be happier.
Yes.
No question.
And so what this is you wouldn't have to necessarily use it for everybody like you're saying, but you could absolutely use that as a tool for those owner operators.
Yeah. So for them, what I would envision is you would offer some type of a discount to them for fuel as well. And I would, as I told you, I don't want my trucks to go to Love's today.
Sure.
But the owner operators, I could have them. I could entice them to go to Love's for fuel, assuming you gave them a discount, and then entice them to be on this factoring type program as well. If it's
Absolutely.
beneficial, as you say.
How would you? I do believe it's beneficial.
Yeah.
How would you say, or what would you think if I told you I think I've got a way that would make you try to entice all of your drivers to go to Love's?
Okay.
So what I've got here is a couple of business summaries.
Mm-hmm.
And so, sorry, I didn't mean to pull those away.
You're right.
So this is a business summary for the month of January of a
Mhm.
company that I'm currently working with.
Mm-hmm.
And they are
They're
about,
pretty small.
yes, they're about a 1/16 of your size.
Mhm.
So we've recreated this with some numbers that we've pulled from SaferSys
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of did a mock-up for you, a very conservative mock-up. But what this is we've been able to save this smaller company
Mm-hmm.
$71,000 monthly
Mhm.
by having them switch to Love's, and that's before any type of rebate. Currently, they are getting a 2-cent rebate back, and so they've been getting savings on top of savings.
Mm-hmm.
And currently, their average discount monthly on fuel is 52 cents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine's bigger than that. Way bigger than that.
Absolutely. So looking over at this one right here, conservatively from the information we've gathered, we've found a number for monthly fuel and diesel for you guys. And then let me swing around here some. for y'all savings, it would be 684
Mm-hmm.
approximately.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, like I said, a very conservative number.
Yep.
And if this is something that you feel would be super beneficial and very interesting to look into, I would absolutely love to be able to sit down and y'all share with me your exact numbers so we could get a.
I'm not gonna give you my exact number, but
Okay.
what I would tell you is that it would need to be bigger than that, because what the rebate check I get from Pilot every month is more than that.
Sure.
Again, this is for my company trucks. So I'm open to that. But to be honest with you, what I'm really more interested in is this
factoring stuff
factoring
here.
piece. I've got good friends at Pilot. It's just not,
Sure.
if you could long term, this could be a start of the relationship, but
Absolutely.
I'm more interested in this. And a further step on this is if I'm pushing the gallons your way and we're getting them signed up on this factoring product that you guys have, and I'm assuming you guys make money on it or you wouldn't do it, is that I would share some of the profits. So just as you talked about here, like a rebate right here,
Yes, sir.
that I would want some of the profits that come from that revenue stream.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah, and so that interests me. That adds another profit to my P&L.
Okay.
And it probably gets your foot in the door to maybe possibly talk about other things down the road.
And so with that foot in the door, talking about other things in the road, if we were to operate or decide to move forward with this, is there anybody else that you feel we should have a meeting with?
Yeah, it would be the owner. Yeah,
owner?
it would be, Carpet and the owner. Yeah, would do that. This is just kind of my idea of a revenue stream to do this with the factoring. And Jill had mentioned that you had mentioned factoring with your last meeting.
Yes.
Because again, I'm pretty satisfied with our other stuff, but this is something that Pilot doesn't do. And if you guys want your foot in the door, this is a way to do it.
Absolutely.
But it's got to make sense, not only for the owner operator,
But for you.
but we want to get paid.
Absolutely. That's, hey,
Yeah.
everybody does.
Yeah.
So taking this information here, do you think it would be possible for you and I to set up a meeting with your owner? Is that
Mhm.
Royal Jones?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can set that up. I think and ahead of time, if you had some kind of proposal of what it would look like,
Absolutely.
as far as what kind of a rate they would have, what kind of fuel discount the owner operators would have for your expectations, and then obviously, how would we get the revenue share? Like, how do we get paid for doing this for you guys?
Absolutely.
This is business that you don't have today that we would be pushing your way.
Sure. Yes, definitely. And I would be more than happy to take some time and put together a little packet for you guys, and we could all sit down and
Okay,
work that out.
great.
So if you're gonna, or will you be talking to Royal about?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
When might I hear something one way or the other?
What I would
Once
say
send
is
this to you?
shoot me a proposal of what we
Okay.
talked about. You just email it to me, and then I'll get with Royal and Crawford. And then, are you in this area often?
Yes.
Okay.
I've just moved recently. So.
Okay, there you go. So it's easy. So I would say within a week to 10 days, we ought to be able to have
Sure.
time to sit down. By the time you can send that to us, we can review it. We can set
Absolutely.
something up.
And I'll be in touch for sure to answer any questions that you guys might have
Very
while
well.
discussing.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you
Thanks
so
a lot,
much.
man. Thanks for your time.
Thanks. Is that still playing?
Yep. No.
Oh, I forgot my happies again.
That's all right.
Can I see? Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to stop the live feed now. Thanks for watching Challenger Sales Institute's Spring 2020 competition. The results will be posted on our website at challengersalesinstitute.com.